It is a small village that sits 8,000 feet above sea level. Arriving in Kijabe, you see a countryside many wouldn't expect.
It's not as remote as I was thinking it was going to be, but I think Kenya is gorgeous.
Kijabe is at the edge of the Great Rift Valley, a breathtaking landscape where on a clear day you can see for miles and miles. And at night, Kijabe lives up to its English translation, place of wind.
And it's just beautiful here. I mean, you can see this is just beautiful country, and I love to be outside. I love to be hiking, and so it's awesome to be in this setting.
And the people, no matter what culture, in Kijabe, you are welcome with open arms.
Wherever you go to, every Kenyan, the first thing you'll be given is tea. At the same time, they feel that they appreciate when you are taking tea together, and as you talk, is a way of coming together.
You can also find many Americans in Kijabe. Andy Mayo is the administrative director for Cure International's Bethany Crippled Children's Center. He uprooted his family from Philadelphia.
Went home to my friends and said, hey, I've got bad news. Any of us could move there. This is a normal place. We could have a normal life. They have cars, they have telephones, they have TVs.
The official language in Kijabe is English, but the food, it is all native Kenya, where the samosas, chapatis, ugali, and rice can satisfy even the pickiest eater. Behind the uniqueness of this rural town is the reality that more than 250,000 Kenyan children are disabled. When projects such as LEGS offer their assistance, it helps people in this country realize they are not forgotten. I'm here on one of the Kijabe streets, and I'm doing something that's very common here in Kenya, and that's walking. You see, a lot of amputees are left buying a cheaply made prosthetic simply because that's all they can afford. A lot of times, those prosthetics don't bend at the knee, causing them to walk like this. Before projects like LEGS came along, those amputees were left with little hope. It is a school for the mentally and physically disabled in Thika, Kenya, Joytown Special School, a place where 10-year-old student Timothy Njaguna also calls home.
He was sent by himself from 40 miles south of Nairobi. We drove from Nairobi, they put him on a bus, sent him alone.
After making significant progress in the LEGS prosthetic, Timothy returns to the school where his mother arrives to see his new leg. To see him walk again, says Timothy's mother, Evelyn, it is a good improvement. 2.5 years ago, Timothy was like most active boys his age, but suddenly something went terribly wrong with his foot.
It became deteriorating, and that's when the doctor said they had to amputate the leg. It was smelling, and a white substance was coming out of the leg.
Amputation was a decision the family struggled with, and so did little Timothy, who was 8 years old at the time.
He told his father that if he lets the doctors cut his leg, his father would have to give him his.
The leg was amputated above the knee, so Timothy could one day get a prosthetic with a knee joint. Until then, he had to settle for one with no articulation, not ideal for a child that at the time had to walk over a mile to school.
This leg, you can fold the knee, he can kick something. I like this much better than the other one.
Timothy is in the top 10 of his class academically, and now he can excel physically with the addition of the LEGS prosthetic.
Wish I could spend more time with him. Wish I could spend more time with all these guys. Help them out.
But just as the LeTourneau students are putting Kenyan amputees a step ahead, those that have been helped are taking the time to change the lives of others as well.
There are other people with the same problem. I'm going to give Timothy's old leg to someone who needs it. It's only God who can reward you for what you have done. I am very appreciative for what has been done for Timothy.
Next on A Step of Hope, a new leg makes up for a terrifying attack this amputee had with a hippopotamus. And the LEGS team finally says goodbye. Stay tuned. Each of the patients we've met so far has been missing a limb for years and was amputated at a very young age. But for 27-year-old Peter Mbuvi, his near-fatal attack and amputation happened just months ago.
His story is amazing. Just the struggle that he's been through.
It was an animal attack and hippo.
Peter was here at Lake Navasha. It's where locals come to get water, wash their clothes, or just relax on the shore. Another regular, hippos that can be seen mere yards away from the shore. In Africa, these territorial beasts are said to have killed more people than any land animal. Peter takes us to the spot where he nearly became another victim. It was Sunday, January 23rd.
It was just like today, how you can see people around.
Yeah.
Is when it happened.
Peter was on the shore with a friend when suddenly 2 hippos came rushing out of the water.
Then, abruptly, we heard noises. So the moment we woke up, where we were, we stood and tried to look around. Then we had to run. On the way, when I tried to run, I fall down. Falling down, the thing attacked me. It took out, it bit me on my leg, my left leg. Then after that, it pushed me all the way to the bush there. Then swung me, threw me back. On the process, it left me.
But the attack wouldn't be over. The hippo came back again and again.
I punched it, it bit my hand, and on the process, it left me. On the way leaving me, it ran away, then come back again, the third time.
So it attacked you 3 times?
4 times.
Bloody and wounded with a broken leg, many bystanders thought it was too late to come to Peter's aid.
They just wanted to leave me so that the cops, the police, may come and take me when I'm dead.
But just as Peter bravely fought the hippo during the attack, he was determined to fight for his life. At the hospital, Peter's severely wounded leg was not treated until the next day. By then, his wounds were infected, and he was given the news it had to be amputated.
I thought that was the end. I thought I were to use the crutches for the rest of my life.
But Peter was mistaken. 5 months after the attack, he would make the trip to Kijabe to meet the LeTourneau students and get fitted for a legs prosthetic.
The knee's going to be level right there.
And after making a few adjustments to the leg,
Does that feel better? Yeah.
Peter's prayers have finally been answered.
He was saying that it would be a miracle if he'd be able to walk again, and he said today he got his miracle.
Just feel like everything now is under control.
To realize the impact these students have had by making these prosthetics, all you have to do is listen. Doris and Magdalene were 2 very shy little girls before. Doris staying to herself much of the time before getting her new leg. Magdalene would hardly say a word. The smiles on their faces now prove their new leg boosted their spirits and even their confidence.
We had both Doris and Magdalene kind of waiting while we were making some adjustments, and they're giggling and getting excited and speaking Swahili, and like I say something in English and they start laughing at me and I have no clue what's going on, and it was just neat because they were really getting excited about it.
For Kenneth, receiving a LeTourneau leg has opened him up to a new world. He's now on his way home after 2 days of physical therapy. He closely worked with LeTourneau junior Shannon Taves, who describes the reaction of local Kenyans when she dropped him off at the bus stop.
I pulled up his pant leg and I showed him how it bent, and their eyes lit up and they're like, oh! And so he got to go ride on the bus, and it was a really crowded bus, and so he just fit right in and his leg just straight down. It was awesome.
Peter finally makes a trip of his own back home, where his family sees him walking again for the first time since his attack with a hippo.
I could see how much he was suffering. I'm the one who transferred him to Kijabe. I know what he went through.
We are happy now, at least.
It was the plan of God for him to
it was God's plan.
He is now.
We'll see you in 6 months.
Okay.
December.
Okay.
Someone's going to come check up on you.
The time has come now for the legs team to return to Longview. They came to Kenya and saw how applying their skills changed these lives and their own forever.
They can work, they can walk, they can stand up and look at people in the face. They don't have to have a crutch. They have both hands free. I mean, I can't even begin to really think about how many ways all those things are going to play out to help them. So it's really amazing.
It makes it all worthwhile, all the hours that we've been working, and we're encouraged because we know the design is stout. We know it's mechanically good.
That's kind of what does it for me, is being able to be involved in these people's lives.
And I feel this is the most loving, the most adventurous, the best use of time that I could ever be doing right now.
All the guys are really, really hardworking, very dedicated, passionate, and it's been an incredible experience.
This is not possible without the students. I mean, this is the students' work.
I thank them. I thank God for granting them that chance to come to us, to help us, and more, I thank the crew for their hospitality they give to us, the care and courage that they give to us, so that we may feel as if we are just normal human beings. I thank them more because they can make someone smile now, someone walk, and even do his normal duties, just like there before.
That's all the time we have for tonight. We hope you've been enlightened, but most of all, inspired by the stories we shared with you tonight. So for now, kwaheri, which means goodbye. From Kijabe, Kenya, I'm Christine Nelson.